This is Madden Football on EA Sports. We'll see Zach Wilson and the New York Jets taking on Teddy Bridgewater and the Denver Broncos.
From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014, there's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. A few minutes ago, the hometown Jets were introduced to this sellout crowd, and it's a roar that could be heard across the river in Manhattan. They're set to go as their Jets will match up with the Denver Broncos. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU, it's Zach Wilson.
And what was really attractive about Zach Wilson coming out of college, coming out of BYU, his ability to create and make plays when many people thought they didn't exist. But what's been even better is watch him improve in the pocket, able to hit the back foot, make the right read, and the right throws.
First carry for the former Tar Heel, Michael Carter. And a nice job there skipping away from the one tackle and ends up getting 5 yards out of that. Second down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
From the 30 on second down, Wilson. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Draymond Jones. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at third down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback too.
So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35. So now here are the Broncos with excellent field position to start off. And they'll be led out by their quarterback, the former Louisville Cardinal, Teddy Bridgewater.
A Pro Bowl quarterback early in his career in Minnesota before a horrific knee injury slowed down his progress. He's a more than capable quarterback and makes the most of his opportunities when he's a starter in the NFL.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. And not much running room. Down to the 32. A gain of 3, second down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. A great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the first. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
here with Gordon. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now a handoff. This is Gordon. And he's going to get this down close to a first at about the Jets' 14. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation. On the counter, here's Gordon. But he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs. It gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Now Bridgewater. That's caught over the middle by Fant. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. 2nd and 3 with the ball sitting on the 5. Now the handoff comes to Gordon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. We're scoreless after 1. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. To throw is Bridgewater. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by McManus is good. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And with a marker down, he's up just past the 25-yard line, but I think they're going to be going backwards. Let's check the call. That holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific, it's not a great starting field position as well.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. Flushed out right. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
On 2nd down, it's Carter, and he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On 1st down, right back to Carter. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
On first down, Wilson. A throw to the flat for Carter. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Wilson. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
That catch good for only a couple.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it, just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-body tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
So it's 1st and goal, and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They'll try to run for it with Carter. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Michael Carter taking it in from 2 yards out, and the Jets have taken the lead. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. That time a 9-play drive. And it was Michael Carter who finished it all off with a touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And looking at this situation, Charles, you got more than a minute. You've got all 3 timeouts. Probably no need to play this safe.
So what you're saying is that we're doing a little bit of a mind meld here, aren't we? Because I'm thinking along the same lines as you. This amount of time, don't be compelled to play it too safe. This is a chance to get points on the board. Press it a little bit.
Yes, and the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Now the Broncos are going to call the first first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Bridgewater, he'll go up top here for Hamler. He's got a man, complete. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Bridgewater now. Right side, it's Hamler pulling it in. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Well, the Jets defense making things difficult there. 4th down. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when the next defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And with a 1-point lead, you'd have to think they'll be looking just to get this to halftime. Oh, he shifts past him. Alexander Johnson there on the stop. So we've hit halftime here at MetLife Stadium with the home team, the Jets, leading this one. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one has the look of a game that could very well go down to the wire. Just 1 point separating these two clubs at the break. But they're ready for the second half, and we are too, as we'll kick it right back out to Brandon and Charles.
And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
On 2nd and 9, Bridgewater. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. So now it appears they're going to accept the penalty, which means take away the interception. Also means keep your defense on the field. Don't understand this one bit. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Here's Bridgewater. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Bridgewater. Open man, he completes it to Judy. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
3rd and short yardage, Bridgewater. It's his running back, Melvin Gordon. And he will have a Broncos first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
They'll throw again. Bridgewater. That's out to the flat for Gordon. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Bridgewater sets up the screen to Gordon. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. I love those plays. 4th and 1. That's who wants it more. This time the offense.
Yeah, there's a lot of hooting and hollering in there, right? A lot of contact and a lot of collisions as they try and find some space. Who's going to drop their hips, gain leverage, and move the other side backwards? We saw it there for the offense getting it done.
And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll try to throw here now. Bridgewater finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 12-yard line.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. Touchdown, Broncos! Bridgewater finding Cortland Sutton on the touchdown throw, and the Broncos have retaken the lead. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
Bridgewater will try and throw. And he's going to be taken down. It's a sack, and they fail on the try for 2. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you're trying to throw quick hitters, quick slants, you know, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Wilson. On the catch, it's Crowder. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
On third down, Wilson. Airing one out for Crowder. And unable to connect, incomplete. I give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. Denver's offense ready to go again. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again,
Gordon loses the football. It's loose. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
I know when you're looking at the scoreboard clock, we're getting near the end of this game. But they were in what was really called 4-minute offense. And that's practice, being taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. But bottom line is, what did I say in the beginning? Taking care of the football. That didn't happen.
Didn't do it, a costly turnover. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now it's Wilson. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Draymond Jones picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack. 3rd and long. It's Wilson. Uncorks one for Davis. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. It's a big play there for the Jets on 3rd down.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10.
56, Mike, 56, right there, 56.
They'll run with Carter. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown,
you're
without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And they're knocking on the door. 2nd and goal now in a one-score game. 2nd down and goal. Wilson, and it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Tyler Croft, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Jets have once again taken the lead. Those are the types of plays in these moments they were hoping for from this young rookie, able to put them up here in the 4th quarter.
How about the kid? You just mentioned it, the 4th quarter. This is when you have to make those winning plays. That's what he just did. Doesn't ensure anything, but he certainly gave his team a heck of a chance, didn't he?
So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3. Throwing now is Wilson. And this is caught. And it's a 3-point game. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
After the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. They will start at the 25 as Spencer elects not to return this. So now Bridgewater and the Broncos down by a field goal, just under 2 minutes to go. And they need at minimum 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10. Bridgewater. Finding Sutton. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Here's Bridgewater. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Sutton. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Gets this to Fant. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Now Bridgewater. Going right back to Fant. Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they've got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week in practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball is so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Carter once more. Gets around him. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. On 1st and 10, it's Carter. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. A handoff for Carter. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
And that's a tired defense out on the field right now. They desperately need a stop to get the ball back to their offense, but they're having trouble getting that done. Another gut-wrenching run right there.
The Jets, with victory seemingly in hand, they take a knee. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Jets as we say so long from MetLife Stadium.